Hi, this is Joeu, the current chairman of the Fatherhood Coalition in Massachusetts. Yesterday, on July 15th, Wednesday, July 15th, there was a hearing, a judicial nomination hearing for Lila Keamy to move from the Middlesex Probate and Family Court to the Worcester Probate and Family Court. The hearing yesterday, unfortunately, was a continuation of many of the hearings in the past where no substantive questions regarding judicial ideas or philosophy were asked of the nominee. In fact, yesterday, out of the 8 counselors who were supposed to be in attendance, only one was in attendance. That was the presiding chair, Councilor Foley, from the Worcester County area of Massachusetts. 2 of the counselors, we understood from the statements yesterday, were either in hospital or had some medical emergency. Another counselor had a funeral that she was required to go to. The remaining 4 counselors, we have no idea where they were, although one counselor, Councilor Timothy, was seen arriving at the governor's office towards the council hearings after the hearing had finished. This is a routine activity for this particular counselor, who seems to drop in on the hearings for a few minutes just to register her attendance, but does not really partake in any of the questions or answers, such as they are, with any degree of responsibility, as far as we can tell. So the hearing yesterday was unfortunately another disappointing one. There are more hearings to come in the future, undoubtedly. We hope the council will take more aggressive steps in terms of its responsibility to ask questions, and also to respond to the numerous requests by members of the Fatherhood Coalition and others to query the judicial nominees on their particular stands and positions on certain issues that affect men and fathers. So there's a lot of work to be done. This particular hearing is not so long, it's about half an hour. And so if you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. We have a website at www.fatherhoodcoalition.org, and we have a hotline that men and fathers are urged to call if they have any emergencies that come up. That's at 1-617-SAD-DADS, S-A-D-D-A-D-S. Thanks for watching, and we hope to get involved and become active in the movement to ensure rights for men and fathers.
Council is probably coming in during the hearing, however, just before we start, Councilor Merrigan has been undergoing some surgery lately, some good cases, some minor cancer issues that he's taken care of. Otherwise, he would be when we pass that along to you. Councilor Viola is away also. And I think there'll be maybe one for the councilors actually coming to the hearing. But basically, we want to get the hearing on record, and that's why we proceed. We're not waiting anyone for anybody to show up. Normally this time we have the family introduced, since I'm the only one here, and I met most of the family out in the lobby. We'll bypass that. So I want to welcome everybody here to the Governor's Council, the Scaled Down version today. Thank you for being here and being part of this process. I think a lot of people don't understand what the Governor's Council does in this process, how important it is to go through this, to make sure that we get the most qualified, capable people in these positions possible. As I've said in the past, and I feel strongly about politicians come and go. Justices that we appoint to these positions stay here for a long, long time. And they do have a very, very strong influence upon how we live our lives. So it is a very important position, deserves the attention that it gets. So, having said that, Judge Keamy, welcome again. This hearing is a little bit easier, seeing you've been through it before, so we can more or less expedite this. And some of the family members have been through it before. So I'll ask you at this point to start with the first witness.
I'd like to call Chief Justice Paul Perry.
Welcome again, Judge.
Nice to see you. Try to make it to all of these hearings so that you know that I support the candidates that
It's always a pleasure to see you, Judge. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But this particular candidate is special. So, Mr. Chairman, as you know, my name is Paula Carey. I'm the Chief Justice of the Probate and Family Court. I've had the opportunity to know Judge Keeney as a practitioner for many years, but most recently, and also as a colleague, and most recently as the Chief Justice, I've had the opportunity to be able to get to know her even better and to supervise her. And I can just tell you that she really, from the moment she became a judge in 2002, she was really one of our shining stars. She has got what you need to be a probate and family court judge. She has sound knowledge of the law, she's courteous, she's compassionate, and she really has a unique ability to really get to the heart of the matter, due to the volume of our cases, to find balance, to be able to expedite the proceedings, to be able to get through the day, because our volume through the economy has increased significantly in the last, say, 8-9 months. So you really have to be able to narrow in on what you have to do, but balance, make sure that you give everyone the opportunity to have a full and fair hearing. Judges in the probate and family court have really a unique set of challenges. I think you've probably heard me talk about this before, because our cases are filled with conflict and emotion, and trying to balance the two are difficult. Judge Keeney has a wonderful ability to help litigants in a very calm but very directed manner. As you may know, and I think you do know, that the county she's in now, Middlesex County, has a significant amount of self-represented litigants, but the county she's going to, if she is confirmed, has an even greater amount of self-represented litigants that come forth before them. That presents a number of challenges. So many of the people that come in that are not represented, they do so, most of them come in because of the economic realities of their circumstances, not because they choose to do so. On a rare occasion, there are people that choose to self-represent themselves. And as I indicated, our caseload has increased significantly. The stats that I can give you is that in modification cases alone, from the first quarter of 2008 to the first quarter of 2009, our caseload has increased statewide by over 1,000 cases. So that's just in the modification area. In addition, some of the challenges facing our court are that we have a greater amount of non-English speaking individuals that come to our court, and that presents in and of itself greater challenges. In Worcester County in particular, there's a significant amount of non-English speaking folks that we have to make sure that we've got interpreters and deal with the challenges that relate to that. We've now taken to scheduling those cases later in the day, so that we make sure that we get the interpreters there when the litigants show up, so that they're not sitting there wondering what's happening at 9 o'clock. We also have a great deal of domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse, and poverty. And Judge Keeney, certainly when we've talked in the past and most recently, has got a lot of initiatives in that area, and a lot of initiatives to try to help individuals in facing certain challenges as they present their case before our court. So I think she's going to be a wonderful addition to the Worcester Probate and Family Court. A lawyer recently, and I wrote a letter to Judge Keeney, and I related this, so I don't know whether it's in your materials or not, but I think it's a story that captures the essence of Judge Keeney. And a lawyer related this story to me about her, that she was hearing a guardianship case, an elder guardianship case, where children were applying to become the guardian of their elderly father. This gentleman had some physical disabilities. He was also very hard of hearing, and he was in a wheelchair. And Judge Keeney heard the evidence in the case, as this was related to me, listened to all sides of the story. And then when she was ready to render her decision, the way in which she did it is she came off the bench. She walked down off the bench, knelt beside this particular individual so that he could hear her, and explained to him that yes, she was going to enter the guardianship after having heard all the evidence, but that she was going to do what she can to preserve whatever autonomy she could for this particular individual, so that he had the right to make certain decisions for himself, and that his children weren't trying to hurt him in any way, but they were really trying to protect him. And then she explained to him why she was doing what she was doing. That is really, truly captures the essence of Judge Keeney. She was able to make that decision, but yet make that decision. She could have easily just written that out. She could have easily just, said, you'll get it in the mail, and just entered the decree, signed her name, said, I'm granting the guardianship. But she chose chose not to do that. She chose to respect that man and walk down and actually explain to him why she was doing what she was doing. And that's just one example of why she's such a great judge in our court. You've heard me talk before about, and many of the counselors have asked me, I don't recall whether you have actually asked me this question, but what is the quality that is most important for a probate and family court judge? And for me, there's one answer to that question. And that question, the answer to that question is judicial temperament. You know, I can deal with anything else, but if it's someone who doesn't have judicial temperament and has an even temper, and even disposition, it's very difficult in our court because people will challenge you, people will cause you to potentially react as a human being react, and you can't do that. You have to understand the circumstances that people are under, and Judge Keeney really has a unique ability to be able to do that. So it's really without question that I would encourage you to vote for Judge Keeney, endorse Governor Patrick's nomination of Judge Keeney. She's well suited for the job. She's been able to sit in Worcester County, so she's familiar with the challenges of Worcester County. She's familiar with the employees of Worcester County. She's familiar with the lawyers that practice in Worcester County, and I think she's a great fit, and it's a wonderful nomination. So thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your comments as usual. It's important that you're here to speak for us. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next witness, please.
I'm going to call retired Justice Joseph Lee.
I hope she said retired and not retarded.
Welcome, Judge.
Your Honor, it's a great pleasure to be here and to see a Grafton Heller sitting in the chair seat.
That's what I was just going to say, Judge.
And it's also wonderful to be here to support this nomination of Governor Patrick for Lila to come to Worcester. She's coming home. I've known Lila since she came to Worcester County some 25 years ago when she married Michael. And I've known the Dodd family, and I'm sure you know them from Grafton Hill for many years. And I got to know Lila as a practitioner. We were both practicing at the time. And then I went on the bench, and Lila appeared before me on several occasions. Although she practiced in Boston, she did a lot of work in Worcester. She was in Monroe Inger's office, and he had a statewide practice, and Lila always took care of the Worcester County cases. To follow up on Judge Carey's comment about judicial temperament, I would say that if you looked up judicial temperament in the dictionary, you'd see Lila's picture next to it. Her reputation as a judge has been outstanding amongst other judges and amongst practitioners. I have not heard any Worcester lawyers say bad things about Lila Keeney. We're all anxious for her to come to Worcester to fill that vacancy, and we are positive and assured that she will do an outstanding job and be a credit to the Worcester Probate Court, which, in my opinion, stands above all probate courts. With due respect to our chief here, and she already has her passport. She lives there. She's been living there for some 22 years. When I was on the bench at the Boston lawyer came in, I asked them to show their passport. You need that in Worcester County. And I can go on, but I'll be very brief. And I've known you for a long time, and I know that whatever I say about Lila, you will take in the proper way, and she'll do an outstanding job in the next 4 months.
Thanks for being here, Judge. Speaks a lot. Let me tell you, your reputation as a lawyer and a judge is outstanding. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you, Judge. Next one, please.
I'm going to call Attorney Wendy Lee.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here for Judge Lila Keeney. I've known her for over 15 years. Since her appointment in 2002, she has earned the admiration of the bench and bar in Worcester, and she has a reputation as a very hardworking and intelligent jurist. Amongst the Worcester County Bar, she has a reputation for compassion, fairness, and a strong commitment to justice. She listens carefully to the testimony presented, the arguments of counsel, and the evidence. Her willingness to hear and consider the views of everyone, of all the sides, and her total attentiveness to the matter at hand is noticed by every single person in the courtroom. Judge Keeney demonstrates great courage in her decisions and does not shy away from difficult cases. She's known among the Worcester Bar for her integrity and impartiality. When you walk out of her courtroom, even if you're not always pleased, you know she's done the fair thing and she's decided the case objectively based upon the evidence and the applicable law. As an associate of the Middlesex Probate Court, she's scheduled many times in Worcester County. As one of the co-chairs of the Family Law section of the Worcester County Bar, we always ask her to speak at our monthly seminars. She has never once turned us down, and she has always demonstrated her superior knowledge of the law when she speaks to us. When she was an associate and then a partner at White, Binker & Aronson, she did all of the Worcester work for the firm. We all got to know her in our courts at that time. We were always pleased to see her enter the courtroom. Judge Keeney married Michael Dowd in 1987, 22 years ago. Upon her marriage at St. George's Cathedral, she moved to Shrewsbury, Mass. The Dowd family is very well known in Worcester County, and they were one of the founders of St. George's 4 generations ago. Judge Keeney presently lives in Northborough with Michael, her husband, and their 3 children who are here today. Charles, who is entering his junior year at Merrimack College, Michael, who's 16 and goes to public high school at Rockland Regional, and Lena, who's 11 and entering 6th grade at the Milliken Middle School in Northborough. It's my distinct pleasure to recommend Judge Keeney today. She enjoys the respect of her peers and has an excellent reputation in the legal community in the whole state, but most importantly in Worcester County. She possesses the highest combination of legal ability, experience, and integrity, and she's someone we all can recommend with great confidence. Thank you.
Before I proceed to shortly after I got married, I married a girl from Burkle Street, and I was moving up to that part of the city. I was moving up to the middle. That morning, my mother was in the car driving me to work, and she broke her chair. It was like I was moving to California. I was moving up to Burkle Street. Did you get the same thing when you guys left? Okay, next we found this.
I will call Attorney Don, who is the Assistant Judicial Case Manager at the Middlesex Probate and Family Court. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I am deeply honored that Judge Keeney has asked me to speak on her behalf for the Worcester Probate and Family Court Judgeship. As an Assistant Judicial Case Manager, I have had the opportunity to work closely with Judge Keeney since her appointment to the bench in 2002. In fact, I was assigned to Judge Keeney on her first day working as a Middlesex judge when she was assigned to the motion session. The motion session in Cambridge runs about 40 to 50 cases scheduled, so Judge Keeney literally had to hit the ground running. Even on her first day, Judge Keeney stood out. She acclimated to the hectic pace of the motion session in no time, and her depth of understanding of the myriad of issues presented was truly remarkable. Her capabilities evidenced the wealth of experience that she brought to the bench from being a practicing attorney. It did not take long for others to share my impression of Judge Keeney. She is highly respected by her colleagues on the bench, by court staff, and by members of the bar. She treats all who appear before her with dignity and respect. She has an extraordinary work ethic. It is quite common for Judge Keeney to work through her lunch hour or stay late to accommodate lawyers and litigants who need immediate assistance. Judge Keeney has heard some of the most challenging cases that I have seen come before our court, either because of the complexity of the legal issues presented or because of the extreme acrimony between the parties. She is exceptional at cutting through arguments to hone in on the key factual and legal issues. Her decisions are clear, concise, and well-reasoned. I truly feel that even those people who do not prevail in their arguments before her leave her courtroom respecting the judicial process because of the respect she afforded them. While I've spoken about Judge Keeney's attributes as a jurist, I must also share with you Judge Keeney's wonderful personal qualities. She is an absolute pleasure to work for. Her warm personality, her thoughtfulness, and her kind heart have earned her the respect and devotion of her staff. And as for me personally as a mother, she is a role model of someone who so effectively balances the demands of her career with that of being a loving and devoted mother. Judge Keeney is an extraordinary woman and judge. She addresses on a daily basis very sad, real-life cases which impact the essentials of human life.
Judge Keeney does this with remarkable intelligence, creativity, compassion, and strong principles of integrity. I feel privileged to have had the opportunity to work for Judge Keeney. If she is confirmed, Worcester County's gain will truly be Middlesex County's loss. I know I speak for the entire Middlesex Probate and Family Court when I say how much she would be missed, and that Worcester County will be getting one of the finest judges on the Probate and Family Court. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody here wishing to speak in opposition to this nomination? Having heard none, Judge, would you reach your statement, please?
Thank you, Councilor Foley. I am privileged to appear before you as a candidate for the appointment of Associate Justice of the Worcester Probate and Family Court. You weren't here in 2002, but I was, and I did appear before the counselors, and I was very pleased that I received their unanimous vote and was confirmed as an Associate Justice of the Middlesex Probate and Family Court. I am, of course, very appreciative of the support of my family, friends, and colleagues who are here today, and to those individuals who have graciously agreed to come in and speak on my behalf, Chief Justice Carey, Judge Lee, and Attorney Riggles, and Attorney Dunn. I'd also have recognized my family and their significant support to me, and I'm very pleased that they're here. My husband, Michael Dowd, is just to my right. Our sons, Charles is our oldest, and Michael is our second son. Our daughter, Lane, is sitting to the right of Charles. I'm also very blessed that I have my parents with me here today. My father, Mitchell Keeney, my mother, Adeline Keeney, and my brothers are here. My brother, Mitch Keeney, is here to my left, and his daughter, our niece, Allie, who came in today. Very pleased that she could see this process going forward and have that experience to tell her sisters and her brother when she goes home, and my brother, Matthew Keeney, who is also here. I consider myself very fortunate to be able to do the work that I love every day. There are many challenges to the position as a justice to the Probate and Family Court, but it is personally gratifying to me to have the chance to make a positive difference in someone's life each and every day. My legal career did begin in 1982 as a law clerk for the firm of Whiting & Aronson. I worked there while I was a law student at Suffolk University Law School, and I remained with the firm following my graduation in 1985. I was hired as an associate with the firm, and I remained working as an associate until 2002 when I received my appointment to the Middlesex Probate and Family Court. As a new lawyer, I was given the opportunity to work on complex family law cases, always with the support and guidance of the more experienced lawyers in my firm. During my work as an attorney, I had the opportunity to work on cases involving a wide range of issues, including complex valuation work, support, custody of children, spousal abuse, adoption, wills, trusts, and a wide range of cases to be found in our Probate and Family Court. Being the only attorney in the firm who lived just west of Route 495, I was assigned all the Worcester County cases. And over the course of my 17 years as an attorney with the firm, I became very familiar with the Worcester attorneys, court staff, and the system in Worcester County. I also worked with superb lawyers on both sides, and I had the benefit of learning quite a bit from them. I dealt with tax issues, removal proceedings, jurisdictional issues, pension and retirement rights, real estate, division of marital assets, and foremost of all, the human issues of family law. One of my greatest satisfactions is sharing what I have learned with others. I've been an MCLE faculty member in family law seminars. I have appeared as a guest lecturer for the Trial Advocacy Program at Boston College Law School. I was also a regular volunteer with the Lawyers of the Day program in both the Middlesex and Worcester counties, which provide pro bono legal services to the public. My own family life has enriched my store of knowledge. I have learned firsthand the problems and challenges of raising a family from my own 3 children. I am fortunate to have a loving and caring husband who shares that commitment with me, and he has made that job so much easier. My experience has provided great insight to the burdens borne by other families in which the teamwork of two parents does not exist. During the past 7 years, I have had the benefit of learning firsthand from the many talented, experienced, and knowledgeable people like Attorney Dunn in the Middlesex Division. I've learned from her and others areas of the law with which I was less familiar, including the probate of estates, wills, guardianships of the mentally ill, and other probate issues. I strive to always maintain myself as a student of the law, and I believe that I've been able to develop my knowledge and skills on the substantive areas of the law as well as on my communication skills with attorneys and litigants who appear before me and within court and registries. I received assurance that my efforts have been successful in the most recent 2007 judicial evaluation. I was rated at 92.8% as an overall performance, and I will bring to this position my personal, educational, and professional experience and my commitment for striving and attaining the trial goals established by our court. When the vacancy first became available with the retirement of Judge Hart last year, I welcomed the opportunity to apply for many reasons. Among those reasons are that I am very familiar with the operations and types of cases in the Worcester Probate and Family Court. As I said, I've worked as an attorney there. I've had experience trying cases in the Worcester Division, many before Judge Liam, who is here today, and working as a volunteer lawyer for the Institute. I've also worked as an associate justice during the judicial exchange program, where I sat in Worcester County and presided over their cases, and Worcester County judge would sit in my place in Middlesex. I've also served all of my emergency judicial response assignments in Worcester County. Long-standing ties to the Worcester community, having lived there for the past 22 years, being married to a Worcester native, and I have many extended family members in the area where we raise our 3 children. We're actively involved in our church, our schools, our sports organizations within our area, and I've enjoyed our living there. It's been very helpful for them to have that type of supportive community. I have a very good working relationship with the justices of the Worcester Court, the Register of Probate, Attorney Stephen Abraham, and the Court and Registry staff. I am a regular guest speaker for the Worcester Bar Association and the Worcester Bar Law Day program, and I have done quite a bit of work with Attorney Rickles as well, with her volunteer efforts in the Worcester Bar. I'm knowledgeable of the types of cases and issues before the Worcester Probate and Family Court. There are many similarities between the 2 divisions of Worcester and Middlesex, including the types of cases, the number of unrepresented litigants, with that number increasing as Chief Justice Carey talked about. Again, many of whom are non-English speaking and reside in a low-income inner-city population, with a large number of cases that involve domestic violence, drug and alcohol abuse, poverty, and a growing need for guardianship of minors and the mentally ill. In my position as a justice of the Probate and Family Court, I have learned that while the technical knowledge of the law and the procedure is important, there are other attributes of equal or greater value, including the respect that you would show for other people, humility, compassion, honesty, and integrity. These are attributes I have always strived to achieve and maintain in my dealings with court staff, clients, lawyers, witnesses, and judges, while also being true to myself. I hope I have succeeded at that. And lastly, but not least important, this position would provide me with an opportunity to work locally and be able to become an integral part of a community court system and leave my imprint on that court system as a probate and family court judge. I am here today seeking confirmation of my nomination because people believed in me. Believe I have the qualifications to do the job. If given this opportunity, I promise you that I will continue to serve honestly and well and bring honor to my family, the court, and myself. If you have questions, I'm happy to take your questions.
You were doing well until you mentioned CAA. Please, Judge, thank you. We spent some time questions of you, I will comment, though, you have an outstanding reputation, track record. It's difficult to come in here oftentimes after you've been sitting on the bench for a while without having some people come in, especially the family probate court. It's such a difficult position to be in, to be a justice of that court. And there's always going to be one side that's not going to be happy. So I think your reputation is very thorough, very fair. And I think here today, where there has been no really concern about what you've done in the past 7 years, speaks to that. Your witnesses were excellent. I want to compliment you on that. Not just because Judge Lean was here, but
I'd also like to recognize one of my former partners, Attorney Fran Giordano, who's also here today. He's maintaining a close friendship, so we've shared many experiences going back from private practice, and she's also been very supportive of me while I've been trying out the training wheels in the position of associate justice.
well, I think you'll be an outstanding addition to the rules probate court. At this point here, I don't think we have anything else to cover. So we had other discussions in the past. Councilor Devaney did ask me to read this to you. Dear Council, fully regret I'm unable to attend the hearing. I hope nothing in your personal judge. I haven't read this yet, but I'm going forward. I regret I'm unable to attend the hearing for Judge Leo Gantini. I voted for the appointment of Judge Keeney when she first came before the Governor's Council. She's continued to earn my confidence, and proud of that vote of confidence. I read the document she has submitted to the Council and very impressed. She publicly conveyed my regret. Please publicly convey my regret of not being here for the judge's hearing. I'll be at funeral services for married to an elderly lady living in Washington housing. I know Judge Keeney would understand my absence. I extend all good wishes for Judge Keeney. Thank you for consideration, Marilyn. Okay, based on that, I will at this point adjourn the meeting. I'd be happy to forward this nomination to the full council next week for a vote.
Thank you so much.